So on the back side, it's just solving inequalities and then graphing the solution sets on the number line, right? And showing your work about doing it. So the first many are just, these are just simple one steps, and then you get to a two step. I'll go ahead and do one of the one steps just so that you can see me do the number line so we can talk more about the number line. So let's talk about this one right here. 4y is greater than or equal to 8. You divide both sides by 4. So then you'd get y is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, so we didn't multiply or divide by a negative number, so we kept the symbol the same. And now we're going to graph this. We need a closed dot at 2 because it can be equal to 2. And we need to shade where the y's are bigger. So we shade to the right. Okay. All right, the second problem I'm going to do is 10. That one's a much longer drawn out problem. So, see, try to get the focus on there. Okay, so notice that I'm going to write this bigger. 5x minus the quantity of x minus 8 is greater than 9 plus 3 times the quantity of 2x minus 3. So the first thing I need to do is distribute. And there's two places that distribution needs to happen. I need to distribute the minus sign here. I need to distribute the 3. So I'm rewriting this 5x minus x plus 8. Because when I subtract the x, that's obvious. But subtracting a negative 8 is the same thing as adding a positive. So distributing the negative, a negative times a negative is a positive. Then that's greater than still 9 plus, and distribute, right? 6x minus 9. Okay, so now combining like terms, 5x minus x is 4x. And the 8 doesn't have anything to combine with. 9 minus 9 is 0, so all I'm left with is the 6x over here. So now I want to get the variables on the both sides. So I've got 4x here and 6x there, so I'm going to move this 4x over there, minus 4x on both sides. That leaves me 8 is greater than 2x. I'm going to rewrite that up here so you can see the last step. And then divide by 2 on both sides. So then 4 is greater than x. So now be careful, the x landed on the right side of the inequality. So when doing your number line, then you have to be really careful. I know I'm going to leave an open circle at the 4 because it's not equal to, so it can't be 4, but it goes right up to 4. But now I need to read from the x because I need to shade where the x's are. And right here, the x has to be smaller than 4. The 4 is bigger than the x. The x has to be smaller than the 4. So I better shade to the left. So sometimes people like to think, oh, you shade the way this is pointing. Like up here, the arrow was pointing this way, I shaded that way. But that was only because that y was over on the left side. So when you're reading from that side. But here, we're not shading the way the arrow is pointing. So again, when you're thinking, you need to think through what it means. The x's have to be smaller than the 4, so you better shade where the x's are smaller.